me show you how I categorized a hypothetical fintech information system in the process of implementing the NIST Risk Management Framework. Categorize is the second step in the 7-step process for implementing the NIST Risk Management Framework. Now, why are we categorizing our information systems? Think about it this way. Would you protect a $10 item the same way you'd protect a 1 million asset? Of course not. So that's why we are categorizing, to help us determine the appropriate level of security needed based on the value and sensitivity of the data we handle. Now let's get into it. So this is the case study we're exploring: a hypothetical bank in Lagos founded in yada yada yada. The most important thing is, as the company scales its operations and expands its customer base, it recognizes the imperative need to bolster its cybersecurity infrastructure to protect sensitive data and comply with international and local regulatory standards. To achieve this, TAG Bank has decided to implement the National Institute of Standard and Technology NIST Risk Management Framework. This is the background and these are the objectives. Now let's look at the challenge. TAG Bank's leadership has decided to adopt the NIST Risk Management Framework to enhance the cybersecurity posture and achieve full regulatory compliance. Temitope Gbadamosi, the Chief Information Security Officer, has been tasked to oversee this initiative. And these are our roles. Now, as an intern at TAG Bank, Task 4, you have been tasked with categorizing the system using the following step. The first step is identify information types. Now, the good part is the information types has been identified and the information systems that process these information types have also been identified. Now, let's get to work. This is the table we will use to accomplish this task. On the left is the NIST 860 Volume 2 Guide for Mapping Types of Information and Information Systems to Security Categories. As you can see, this document has different information types. Now we are going to look for our specific information types within this document. Now let's start with information type number 3, compliance documentation. With a quick search, I was able to see the regulatory compliance and enforcement information type. I clicked on that. It took me to the information type and the full description. So you can read the description and see if it fits your own description, because sometimes you might not see the specific word as we would see in this video, but you will see something related or something that is still talking about what you are looking for. After reading through, the information type that fits the compliance documentation is the inspection and auditing information type. Now look at the security category. It is moderate for confidentiality, moderate for integrity, and low for availability. Now let's go back to our worksheet and fill that out. Now let's go to the next information type. Let's choose intellectual property. Now we search for intellectual property, we read the description, does it fit? If it fits, we go back to our worksheet and populate it as well. We do the same for the financial information type and the same for personally identifiable information. So now we have our first categorization based on the NIST provisional or recommended security categories. This provides us with a clear starting point for organizing and processing our information. Now, how do we do the overall first level categorization? The FIPS 199 document explains how to do this. Now, it says that for an information security system, the potential impact values assigned to the respective security objectives, confidentiality, integrity, availability shall be the highest value, that is high watermark. Now, look at this first example. We have SC contract information, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. And we have for administrative information also. But if you want to now identify the overall security category, we will choose the high watermark, with high being the highest and low being the lowest. So for contract information, confidentiality is moderate, while for administrative information, confidentiality is low. According to that, we choose the highest, which is moderate. Now look at this resulting security category information, SC acquisition system. You can see that confidentiality is moderate. Also, we will do that for integrity. We choose the highest, which is also moderate, availability low. Now let's go back to our worksheet and complete that. Now, confidentiality for these first 4 information systems is moderate, low, low, moderate. We will pick the highest being moderate. We will do the same for the integrity column. We have moderate, moderate, low, moderate. We pick the high watermark, which is Moderate. We'll do the same for the availability column. Now, the next step in this process is to review these provisional impact levels, and we can do that by interviewing or talking with the system owners, because every organization is unique, and so there's a need to tailor it to our specific needs. The system owners are those who interact with these systems and information every day. And so let's say I ask for the personally identifiable information type. I ask the system owner, what would be the impact on the organization if the confidentiality of this data is compromised? And the system owner says, oh, that would be disastrous. Oh, that could get us into serious troubles. We could get fined. We could go out of business. Now I know that that is really serious, and I tag that as disastrous or catastrophic. I do the same for integrity. So I ask, what would be the impact on the organization if the integrity of this data is compromised? And it says, oh, it's going to be a big issue as well. So I tag that as catastrophic. I do the same for availability and the other information types. Now, this is what we have. I added some colors so it's easy on the eyes. Now let's go to the next step. According to the FIPS publication, the potential impact is low if the loss of confidentiality, integrity, availability could be expected to have a limited adverse effect. And for moderate, it is serious adverse effect. I want you to note those key points. And for high, it is severe or catastrophic adverse effect on the organization. Now, after interviewing the system owners, and the system owners have given us a picture of what the impact will be, we will now go to the FIPS document and map it. Now look at this personally identifiable information. The system owner says exposure of personally identifiable information will be catastrophic. Now let's see what the FIPS document says. It says the potential impact is high if the loss of confidentiality, integrity, or availability could be expected to have a severe or catastrophic adverse effect. That means we would have to adjust this from moderate to high. Also, for this, the system owner says it will also be catastrophic. We have to adjust it to high. Adjusting it is just changing it to high to reflect the true picture of what the impact will be. Now, seriously affect. Let's see seriously affect. Seriously affect maps to moderate, which says the loss of confidentiality, integrity, or availability could be expected to have a serious adverse effect. So that is why that's why we maintain this, because it accurately captures that. Now look out for financial information. When we ask the system owner says breach of confidentiality will seriously affect. Now we have to change this from low, because low says have a limited adverse effect. And what we have here is seriously affect. We would have to update this to moderate. And we will do the same for the remaining information types. Now remember what we said about choosing the high watermark, which is choosing the highest from each of these columns, with high being the highest and low being the lowest. Now look at this. This is high, moderate, high, moderate. The high watermark is high. For this, the high watermark is also high. For this, the high watermark is moderate. And this is our high watermark for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Now, how do we calculate the overall information system impact? If we go to the NIST 860 volume 1, it gives us an insight. So it says, since the impact values for confidentiality, integrity, and availability will always be the same for a particular system, the high watermark concept is used to determine the overall impact level of the information system. The security impact level for an information will generally be the highest impact level for the security objectives, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So a low impact system is defined as an information system in which all three of the security objectives are low. Now let's look at our watermark. Is this applicable? No, because we don't have low here. So a moderate impact system is an information system in which at least one of the security objectives is moderate and no security objective is greater than moderate. Yes, we have one of our security objectives as moderate, but we still have something that is greater than moderate, which is high. So this is not also applicable. Now, finally, a high impact system is an information system in which at least one security objective is high. and that is what we have here. At least one security objective is high. So our overall impact level of the information system will be high. So we have a high impact system. And so with this, we'll be able to know what controls to select to protect our information and information systems. Now, finally, the last step is selecting security control baselines based on our high impact system. For these, we have low impact system, moderate impact system, and high impact system. But because our system is an high impact system, we'll be selecting all the controls marked for high impact systems. And now look at this, for example. Usage conditions. It is applicable to high impact system, but it is not applicable to low and moderate impact systems. While access enforcement is applicable to both low, moderate, and high impact systems. Flow control of encrypted information, it is applicable to a high impact system. Assuming our information system was a moderate impact system, this wouldn't have been applicable. Now you can see in a practical way how important it is that we categorize our system, so we know exactly how to protect our information and information system. This will help us select our security control baselines, which we can then tailor to our specific needs. I know this felt like a lot and maybe a little monotonous, but I want you to calm down, look at it again, and see if you would get it. Thank you